Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Sean, and this is my Lego room. Thank you guys so much for being here. It's really great to see you guys. Hope you guys are doing well. So in today's video, we are going to be doing a few upgrades here to my Lego room. One of the main things I want to accomplish today in this video is something that has been bothering me for a little while, and that is trying to improve the lighting in this room. As you can see right now, I have this one light is the only light that I have. And it's not a bad light, but it's just not that great either. It doesn't really light up the entire room the way that I like. But as you can see here, this lamp is what I have been using to help light my videos. When I do my review style videos and when I do all the videos that I've been doing, basically, have been using this light and also this lamp with no shade on it. I took the shade off of it to help shine the light better at me. But still, it's not that great looking. It's not what it's designed for. It's just one bulb pointed at my face. It makes shadows. It's hard to deal with. It's kind of ugly looking. But what I'm going to be installing in my Lego room today is I'm going to be removing this light, and I'm going to be installing this light. This is a 4-foot strip light, LED. It's got different settings on it. As you can see on the side here, it's got different settings if you want it brighter or dimmer, or if you want more of a white light or more of a yellow light. And the point behind this is that I kind of want it to light up this entire table, is the idea of what I'm going for. So it's going to be like basically the length of this table. So it should light me up when I'm sitting here when I'm shooting videos. My camera is usually over there, and I want it to kind of light me up while I'm sitting here, and then when I show Lego to the camera, I want it to be lighting up over there as well. And then I can get rid of this light because I just don't like it. It doesn't look very good on camera. Also, speaking of cameras, I've got this Disney set I just picked up. This was from the Lego Insiders Days sale, so I got this on a pretty good sale. I got another set too coming, which is the Daily Bugle set, which I picked up as a Lego Insiders as well. But that hasn't arrived yet. It's back ordered, so that should be coming soon. I'm very excited to put this one together. Might do a live, actually, to build this one. Don't know if that's anything anybody's interested in, but I'm going to try it out. In purchasing those two sets, I also got this limited edition African Savannah diorama. Now, I don't know if anyone's watched any of my other videos or whatnot, but they know, if you did, you would know that I don't typically build these. I just kind of collect them in the box. It is pretty cool. I mean, it would be cool to build and have displayed here, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to add this to my boxed collection, which is down there. All my GWPs and things like that, special order, limited edition stuff, all goes down there, along with some other stuff. But yeah, I'm going to keep that one in the box. We had a bit of a disaster here, a non-Lego related disaster, by the way, but worth definitely showing to you guys. Originally, when I started collecting Lego, I had my Lego on two shelves that I have here right behind you guys in the camera. And last night, while we were sleeping, we heard a crash like you wouldn't believe. I thought somebody was like breaking into our house, this crash. I couldn't believe what was going on. So I rushed downstairs, and you'll never guess what I found. Disaster. Speaking of anchors being put in the wall, oh, I'm tripping over stuff. The anchors completely let go on this shelf. And luckily, this is just a board game shelf. And we had ourselves a bit of a disaster. There is Jenga blocks everywhere. All of our board games came crashing down. So while I'm fixing that light in there, I am also going to be repairing that shelf. So that is going to be the basic overview of what I'm going to be working on today. The first thing I want to tackle, though, is installing this new light and see if it makes a difference. We'll see at the end of this video if I'm happy with it or not. Hopefully I don't regret it. So I got the breaker turned off. Let's just give a test and see if the light's going to not work. Nope. So that's good. Now, first thing I got to do is get this old light out. There's no really instructions with this light, just some like warnings and stuff like that. So We'll see how that goes. I'm going to need to get some anchors for the ceiling, and I think it's just one power and ground as far as I can tell with the new light, but we'll see. There's also no instructions with it. So I've done these kinds of lights before, white to white, black to black, and you should be good. But let's open up the new light and see what the inside looks like. So I got the old light taken out. Two wires coming out of the ceiling there, and here is the new light that it's going to be going in. I'm realizing now that the circle here is going to be slightly wider than the actual light that I got. And we'll see how that looks at the end. I might need to come up with something to kind of clean up the sides of it on either side when I'm done. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I'm just kind of looking to get the light installed for now. Okay, everybody, I was debating on whether or not to show you this part of my basement because it's kind of embarrassing, but it is this drawer right here, which is just literally a mishmash of different bolts and screws, nails, all sorts of things. There's brackets in here that I don't even know what was ever used for. There's some anchors in here as well. This one looks like it's a little too heavy duty for what we're looking for, but I did start to organize some of this stuff a couple weeks ago, I'd say. And one of the things I started to organize was these kinds of anchors here. Different kinds, sizes, styles. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to use for the light exactly, but this looks like the kind that I actually used for my board game shelf that recently just fell off the wall in the middle of the night. So I probably won't be using those again for the shelf. I might go up to something a little more heavy duty, maybe something like that. Okay, so I've got the light put up into place. I don't have it quite covered off yet, and I hope I'm not damaging my ceiling by having that leaning there. Maybe a couple scratches, but that's okay. Got my power and grounds hooked up, I should say. I think. Try not to burn my house down while I'm doing this, but as you can see, the light itself is actually much narrower than the hole I have in there. So I don't know what you guys are going to think of that. Let me know in the comments if you think that looks hideous or not. I was trying to come up with a clever way of covering that up with something, maybe even potentially something Lego related, like using something like this to kind of cover that hole, and then maybe I could decorate the sides with something Lego related. But I don't really think that's going to work or look very good. So I'll try to come up with something a little more looks a little more clean. Maybe even if I just had like a nice little white cover over that spot just to kind of trim it up a little bit, I'd be pretty happy with that for now. It's not like I'm going to be filming that part all the time, but just to have that kind of ugly hole there, I don't really like that very much. I'll try to come up with something. Okay, everybody, so I have the light completely installed here. I've got the cover put on it, and I even found a little something something for now just to cover up the hole. I'm not super proud of my work there. I just found a little piece of like tin metal that I cut and just kind of made a little cover for that now. I don't love it, and it's not going to stay that way definitely forever. But what do you guys think of my handiwork so far? Make sure you guys roast me in the comments. It'll do for now. At least I don't see any like exposed wires or like the inside of my ceiling there or anything like that. And let's clean up a little bit. And speaking of cleaning up, ta-da! Got this book, what are these? Board games put back on the wall. I changed the anchors out on these for some way bigger ones, like ridiculously big ones. So it should have no problem carrying these games. These were my original Lego shelves, by the way. These are what, when I started collecting, I had my Speed Champion stuff on there. I had a few small other collectible sets. And this is where it all started. These two small shelves. And now, after about 10 plus years of collecting, this is what it has turned into. Maybe not even 10, maybe like 9 or something like that. Not much of these are going to fit on those two small shelves. So Maybe it's gotten a little out of hand in the last 9 years, but I'm having a lot of fun doing it. So just before I turn on my new light, I did want to do at least one thing Lego related in this video, which was shift some of these sets around. So one thing I wanted to do was just take stuff off of this upper shelf and move it to this shelf over here. I just have my Jurassic Park diorama and this is the Ideas Bugs insects. That's what I wanted to put there just to get something on this shelf. I don't really know what I'm going to do with this shelf or with this entire bookcase for that matter. But I just wanted to get stuff off of this shelf. And what I did was I took the vehicles from this upper shelf and just moved them down to this shelf. It's kind of hard to even see what was even up there when these were up there, but I do have the Technic Jeep, the 99X, the Technic NASCAR, and also the smaller John Deere tractor. That's all I really had up there. Nothing crazy. But now this is entirely car related, officially. So I hope to keep building on that and expanding on this. Hopefully add some more shelves and then add more speed champions and these smaller kind of collectible cars up there. I do have a couple more cars that need to be built, actually. Let's see if I can find them here. I do have this one, the Audi e-tron Quattro needs to be built and put up there. And then I also collect some like smaller cars, just these city ones. So I have this, the fire truck rescue boat. I'd like to get that built and put up on this shelf as well, because I do kind of collect these smaller car vehicles as well as the bigger vehicles. I still have a few of those to collect as well. But yeah, pretty happy with this. Kind of happy with this. Hopefully I'll probably end up just using this as like an overflow for now, until I can come up with a theme for maybe this shelf. Maybe this PAX shelf will be all like themed shelves rather than an entire themed bookcase. Like I got my Lord of the Rings, and then I have like a medieval town, and I also have like a small city that I was building down here. I haven't really looked at this city in a while, but maybe it's more like a town. But anyways, let's turn on our new light. Okay, everybody, the moment of truth has come. I'm going to be filming this for the first time, turning my light on and seeing how bright it is, how much better it lights up this room. If it does at all, hopefully I hooked everything up right. I got the breaker turned back on, I'm pretty sure. So let's flip the switch and see what happens. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Whoa. Oh, yeah. Wow. That lights up the room so amazing. You can even see my horrible little cover there even better. I hate that more and more by the minute. But anyways, let's check out some of these settings on the side of it as well, because it does have multiple settings here for different brightnesses. Right now I have it turned up. That's maximum brightness right there. And I think that's pretty bright. I think it's going to light me up very well during my video making in here. And I love that it's kind of goes from one end of the ceiling to the other. So it kind of lights up the entire room, lights up this entire table. And I'm actually very happy with the brightness of this light. It really lights it up in here. So thumbs up. But anyways, let's check out some of these brightnesses. This is the highest brightness. Let's turn it down to the middle one. That's the middle one. And that's the lowest one. Even at the lowest setting, it's still pretty bright. But I would say for filming, I'm going to keep it at least in the middle or at the top. And then we also have the whiteness switch here, which you can go daylight. You can go kind of a yellow / daylight. So it's a little more yellow. And then you can go very yellow if you want. So it kind of brings the tone down a little bit. But now I can finally officially get rid of this lamp, I think, and try to do some filming without it and see how that looks. Actually, let's test that out right now. Okay, and here's just a little test video of my Mario and Kart set. Just seeing how he looks under the new light. I think this light is going to work much better. This is only the light on the ceiling. Oh, and let me make sure I have this at the brightest setting too. I do. So this is how my Lego sets are going to look from now on in the new lighted Lego room. I think that lights them up pretty well. Still some shadowing underneath there, but that is minimal. And it kind of disperses the light a little bit better. It's not just like one bulb pointing at him and just kind of making a hard shadow behind him. So I am very happy with this light. And so that is going to be the end of this video for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate each and every one of you. If you wouldn't mind leaving me a comment, letting me know what you like, what you dislike about my content or about my Lego room in general, I always love hearing from you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you all again very soon.